Hey, how you doing? My name's Elton. I'm a Docker captain, a Microsoft MVP. I spent 3 years working for Docker, and I'm just finishing work on my new book, Learn Docker in a Month of Lunches. So this book's published by Manning, so they have this great early access program. You can sign up right now and read the first 12 chapters. I've just finished chapter 19, and the whole book will be available early in 2020. Learn Docker in a Month of Lunches is a really practical, task focused book. So each chapter walks you through a core concept in containers with lots of exercises for you to follow along. And my goal for the book is to take you from zero knowledge of containers all the way through to containerizing your own applications and getting a proof of concept ready to see what your apps look like in Docker in production. So the Month of Lunches series is perfect for a topic like Docker. The idea is there's about 20 chapters. Each one takes about an hour to read and to follow along with the exercises. So you'll be done in a month of your work lunchtimes. And the book is roughly split into about 4 weeks. So the first week is the basics of containers. So you're going to learn how to run applications in containers, how to package your own applications in containers, and how to share those packages with other users. But even those basic topics are grounded in the best practices that I've seen using Docker for the last 5 years. The next 5 chapters are all about running distributed applications in containers. So when you have an app that's actually built of lots of small components, running those all together in containers and letting Docker connect them all together. The third set of chapters are all about what your application looks like in an orchestrator. And an orchestrator is something like Docker Swarm or Kubernetes, where you have a whole bunch of machines that are all running containers and they manage the containers for you. But when you build your applications, you need to make sure they can take advantage of all the features you get from an orchestrator. And that's what I cover there. And the final few chapters are all about production readiness. So that's patterns like optimizing your Docker images and using centralized logging and working with a reverse proxy. So there's some really good stuff in there. And along the way, I cover how things are different when you move your applications to a containerized world. So there's a whole chapter dedicated to your CI/CD pipeline with examples of how to do that using Jenkins running in a container. There's a whole chapter on monitoring, what it looks like to monitor your applications when they're running across lots of containers. And there are examples there using Prometheus and Grafana. So not only will you learn Docker from this book, but you'll learn more about the wider ecosystem of applications that run in Docker and the architectural patterns that you can apply when you're running your application in containers. So one thing about Learn Docker in a Month of Lunches, I want it to be as accessible as possible. So Docker is a technology which really spans across disciplines like development, operations, and architecture. So I don't assume you're from one of those backgrounds in this book. And I try to convey all the topics in a way that works for you no matter what your background in IT is. And also, every exercise in the book is built to work across different environments. So whether you're using Docker Desktop on your Mac or Windows laptop, or you're using Docker Community Edition on a Linux machine, or you're using a Raspberry Pi, all the exercises work across all those machines. So no matter what machine you're using, you should be able to follow along with all my examples and do all the labs. Every chapter ends with a lab that really helps you cement the knowledge that you've learned from reading that chapter. And right now, Learn Docker in a Month of Lunches is on a special offer at Manning. So if you're watching this video before the 31st of December 2019, just go to Manning's website and search for Learn Docker in a Month of Lunches. Here's a short link that will take you straight there. And the book is 50% off until the end of the year. If you're watching after the 31st of December 2019, then I've got a code on the back of my t-shirt which will get you 50% off as well. So I'm going to turn around so you can see the code. So I hope you can see that, and if not, here's the code. So my name's Elton. This is Learn Docker in a Month of Lunches. It's coming out in early 2020, but you can sign up to the early access program and start reading the chapters and giving me feedback right now. Thank you.